iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Best Colorful Creations Pro Series here tonight at the South Boston Speedway for the Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100 here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. The Upstate Racing League in its 11th season here on the iRacing.com platform. Well, they've had some memorable races throughout the past seasons right here at the South Boston Speedway. Names like Justin Fuller, Matt Cucker, Scott Howe, Casey Kelly, and of course, Brandon Otto have gone to victory lane here tonight. Well, at this track anyway, we should say. Justin Fuller being the all-time wins leader here at the South Boston Speedway with 3 wins. He is in the field here tonight to try and go for a 4th ever victory here at the South Boston Speedway. To bring you all the racing action, though, here from the South Boston Speedway, my name is Roger Muth, and alongside me, I have my trusty co-host here tonight, hailing from north of the border, Kelly. The South Boston Speedway, it's tight, it's fast, but it is dangerous.
It is a very tight and fast track. It is one of our slightly more steeper banked tracks here on the schedule this season, so these drivers are going to be able to carry a lot of speed around these corners. And what I'm seeing now in practice on track, that second lane might be able to work something, and we may be able to see some passes on the outside.
The outside lane, we'll see if the marbles wind up there or if the racing groove goes to the outside. Of course, the Christmas holiday is coming all around the world, and of course, these drivers here tonight from the South Boston Speedway have some very special paint schemes for all you race fans to take a look at throughout this 100-lap feature event. But we talk about the feature event coming up, but what about that Arts Barber Shop Championship? Take a look at it. The rookie sensation, Robbie Keneally, is, of course, not only atop of our Arts Barbershop point standings, he is the Racing Designs Rookie of the Year top contender right now. He's got Joe Schaefer Jr. back there, just a couple points back. He has 570 to Robbie Keneally's 596 points coming into the night. Justin Fuller sits third with that Aftermath Motorsports entry, and Trey Etzen, the other Aftermath Motorsports driver, is sitting fourth in the championship standings coming back into tonight. The G-Man, who's had some great runs this season, he is 5th coming into the night with Justin McDuff in 6th. Brian Hacker is 7th overall in the standings. Mike Alexander is 8th. Bill Martin is 9th. And Matthew Barkhouse is back there rounding out the top 10 of our Arts Barbershop Championship standings coming in before the holiday break. Well, that's the Arts Barbershop Championship standings coming in. I don't think they're going to look that way, Kelly, after this 100-lap feature.
They may be a little swapped up down throughout the top 10, but I think a name that's going to remain in the place that it is Robbie Keneally. Right now, he's holding a 26-point lead over Joe Schaefer Jr., and looking at the practice times, he's top of the board. So that 1K machine of Robbie Keneally, keep your eye on that one, because I'm expecting that car to be heading towards the front tonight.
As he heads towards the front, we head into what should be our starting lineup here tonight. Let's take a look as we get ready to look at our starting lineup. This is our starting lineup here tonight for the Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100 right here from the South Boston Speedway. Starting on the front row, driving car number 73 due to the invert here tonight. This is the driver out of Vermont. This is Vernon Woodard. To his outside, driving the R&R Kinsman number 15 of Matthew Barkhouse. The Carpenters Tax Service number 1 of Jeremy Carpenter will roll from P number 3 here tonight, while the Bartell Builders 2B entry of Brett Bartels will roll off from 4th. Driver out of the upstate New York area, driving car number 96. It's the Boss Man, or Oscar the Grouch here tonight. Driving car 96, Al Smith Jr. will roll from 5th. Starting back into the 6th position, the driver of the Stay Salty number 20 machine. This is Justin McDuff. Starting back in 7th here tonight, driving car number 39. This will be Bill Martin, starting back into the 7th spot. G-Man, driving car 13 QC here tonight. Guillaume Fortin will start back there, P number 8, while Mike Alexander, driving car number 75, will roll from the 9th starting position, and Justin Fuller, driving car number 51, that Aftermath Motorsports number 51, will go from 10th.
Joe Schaefer Jr. in the GSM Racing number 6 machine. He'll be rolling off in P11, with Brian Hacker in the Empire Racing Team number 11 will be on his outside in P12. Robbie Keneally, our current championship and Rookie of the Year leader, will be starting back in 13th, with Trey Edson to his outside. Ellie Musgrave looking to turn her fortunes from last week. She'll be rolling off in 15th place, with Matt Eddy in the 88 machine on her outside in the GSM Racing machine. Jimmy McIntyre Jr. will be rolling off in 17th in the 81 car for Misfits Motorsports, with EJ O'Rourke in the number 41 to his outside. Justin Smith will be starting all the way back in 19th place, and Chris Stump will be lining up in 20th beside him.
Starting back into the 21st position, hailing out of North Carolina, driving the Colony Tire and Service Center number 54, NC Rex Hoyle will start 21st. The Brian Rogers Motorsports number 12 of Brian Rogers will start 22nd here tonight, while the number 22 of Mike Holtzwald will start 23rd. 24th will go to the number 31 of Donald Bennett out of Pennsylvania in that 31B. 25th here tonight, driving the number 4, the Racing School entry of Rodney Hontoon will start 25th. 26th will go to A.J. Hamill, driving the car number 18 VT, as he's more confused than a two-headed walrus. He'll start back there at 26th. 27th then will go to car number 53 of Colin Phillip. That's your 27-car field here tonight for our Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100 right here from the South Boston Speedway. All these drivers are ready to go racing. 100 laps the distance. That's your front row. Vernon Woodard, Matthew Barkhouse here as we get ready to go racing. We got to thank Best Colorful Creations this season for coming on board for season number 11 of the Upstate Racing League. Best Colorful Creations is your custom cake headquarters. Need that special cake for that special moment? Then give Best Colorful Creations a call, the exclusive cake provider of the Upstate Racing League.
Pace car now getting ready to pull off, and we are about to get started here for the Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100. Now we're just waiting for that moment. Finally, the pace truck is going to dive down into the pit road, and the Vernon Woodard leads the field to the Hanson Starter Shop restart zone, and green flag in the air. Vernon Woodard leads the field into turn 1. Looks like the one machine of Jeremy Carpenter struggling on the inside.
Everybody trying to come up through here, but it will be the number 15 of Matthew Barkhouse to the point here tonight to lead lap number 1 under the green flag. Oh, the Grinch sideways off of turn number 4. That's the 96 of Smith. He was sideways and had to really hang on to that one. We're already one lap in as Barkhouse completes lap number 1. Now we're going to complete lap number 2. Everybody still stacked up here from the 6th position on back. G-Man with his holiday sweater on. He's got Rudolph leading the way on the nose of that number 13 machine as Al Smith Jr. still works the bottom side of the Speedway here. That's for 6th, 7th. Justin Fuller and Bill Martin also side by side trailing these two.
And everyone just trying to get their tires heated up so they can get some grip here. Now that 51 of Justin Fuller, he's got some run on the top side, but gets into the wall going into turn 3. Still has some good momentum on the high line, and I think this might be the first time this season where we were able to say this. The high line has some speed tonight.
High line seems like it is going to work here tonight. Fortan around now, the 51 trying to get around Smith down on the bottom side of the Speedway. There is Justin McDuff. That stays salty, number 20. He is now down to the bottom side. That Empire Racing Team, number 20, is getting, well, freight train to the outside. How many times this season can we say that? Not very many, if at all. Guillaume trying to take Rudolph there into P. Number 5, and he will at the starting line there. So now, Guillaume Fortan has picked up 3 spots here in the first 6 laps of the evening.
And Fuller just waiting for Fortan to finally clear that 20 machine of Justin McDuff so he can try to take away that position. McDuff now going to have to go side by side with the 51. Just behind them, though, the 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. gets a little loose on entry into turn 1. Somehow manages to save that car. He's able to keep it pointed in the right direction. Matthew Barkos, though, still holding on to the race lead with a little 3-car breakaway consisting of himself, Vernon Woodard, and Brett Bartels.
Right on board with our R&R Kinsman Auto Salvage onboard camera here with car number 15 of Barkhouse, as he had taken the race lead on lap number 1, and he has not given it back to the 600 micro sprint driver of Vernon Woodard. Woodard is sitting there coming off of a high this week here on the iRacing.com platform, going to victory lane in the virtual Snowball Derby, and now he's running right here, P number 2. The battle still, though, look at Jeremy Carpenter, the Carpenters Tax Service number 1, work the outside of the Speedway right now. There goes the 13 QC, Guillaume. That G-Man is on the move here early.
Guillaume moving his way up to the front, but just behind him, Justin Fuller following him every step of the way. Now that one machine of Jeremy Carpenter not quite getting the momentum he needs on that top side, and here comes the 20 Stay Salty machine of Justin McDuff as he gets down to the bottom and still struggles for that one car as he gets a little too high up in these corners.
Carpenter still trying to find his groove here as we've completed now 12 laps. Here comes Bill Martin in car number 39. He's going to bring that Dr. Noise number 39 down to the bottom side of the Speedway. Oh, Carpenter going to get into the wall that time. They're going to go 3 wide. Carpenter sideways. He'll save it. There's still 3 wide, but Carpenter dropping like a rock.
That is the second time I've seen a car get almost turned around and somehow manage to point it in the right direction. These guys actually have a bit of an incentive going on here tonight. If they cause 4 or less cautions, there will be a random draw consisting of the people that do not bring out cautions for $25, and it seems everyone wants their opportunity just to make a quick buck here tonight.
Talking about a quick buck, Al Smith Jr. falling backwards right now in that coach's corner, number 96, with his Christmas paint scheme on. Going to the outside, new colors on the 1K of Robbie Keneally. There you see the white, orange, and blue. Brand new paint scheme, not quite finished, but it's here tonight. Robbie Keneally working up there. The Racing Designs Rookie of the Year top dog right now for Robbie Keneally has now picked up 4 spots as he gets 9th away from Al Smith Jr. Look at Trey Edson and his Santa Claus machine trying to come up through here. I think Al Smith right now is hoping that Santa brings him a little bit faster of a car. Right now Smith has fallen back 5 spots. The only other driver that has lost multiple spots like that would be Jeremy Carpenter. We saw him get up out of the groove and sideways with car number 1.
Another driver that's moved out. Caution is out. Looks like Mike Holtzclaw, EJ O'Rourke involved.
That'll be the first caution flag of the evening coming out here at the South Boston Speedway. Holtzclaw will pull away. EJ O'Rourke also looks like he will bring car number 41 back around here. Rodney Hontoon did get his number 4 woed up and slowed down. Let's take the look back here and see what happened. Rodney Hontoon into the back of the 22, possibly, we're being told. As they go down into the corner, yeah, just a little bit of a love tap there from the 802 Precision number 4 machine, and EJ O'Rourke just nowhere to go. A little bit of bumper cars. Everybody should be A-OK, and they will all pull away here. Minimal damage, if any, really. These fenders able to pop out here tonight with these brand new bodies on the super late models.
few dents, a few dings, but I don't think there's going to be anything worse than that, as these cars kind of get away with a bit more damage, like you were saying. And also, these guys did manage to slow their cars up in time, seeing the spin kind of happen in front of them. So hopefully no harm, no foul for these guys, and hopefully they should all be able to go forward, unless I would be kind of maybe worried about the 41 of EJ O'Rourke. He did get a pretty hard in on that front end. Hopefully he's got no damage to that air intake in the front.
Yeah, small. It does look like it actually does have a little bit of damage to the front end of car number 41. We will keep a close eye on EJ O'Rourke here tonight the rest of the way, because there's still a lot of racing action left here tonight from the South Boston Speedway. And while we have a break here in the racing action, we also got to mention that, well, the Christmas holiday is coming. We talked about that. Those Christmas schemes, there you see EJ O'Rourke also having one of those Christmas schemes. And when you page through the field, there are some really good ones out there. Al Smith has been bragging about his all week long, and we tried to get our producers to put the best camera angle on this for you, but I mean, I guess that's supposed to be Brian Hacker back there. We'll check back with Al Smith later. Coming back into the Hanson Starter Shop restart zone, here goes Barkhouse. He will lead the way into one.
Barkhouse leads the way into one. Looks like the 73 of Vernon Woodard trying to get some momentum on the high side. Here comes Guillaume Fortin and Brett Bartels, though, side by side, battling for third place. Fortin has been able to work that high side well tonight. He's carried a lot of speed throughout, but that 2B of Brett Bartels is not backing down. He wants to hang on to that podium position.
Bartels having a good run here tonight with the Bartel Builders Ford Mustang. That 2B, oh, he's going to slide up the speedway. A little tap there by the 51 of Justin Fuller. Fuller down onto the apron. He will save it now, Al Smith Jr., as I believe a couple cars towards the back of the field here getting wadded up. 45 of Justin Smith has gone around. Donald Bennett possibly going around. Colin Phillip has gone around to bring out the second caution flag of the evening. And, oh no, Ellie Musgrave and I believe her car have been involved in this accident. There you see the 23, her Christmas color number 23. Beautiful looking number 23. Let's take a look back here. What happened? Bring out the caution flag. Looks like Brian Hacker. Oh, the 81 there of McIntyre into the 23, spinning Ellie around. There's the 88 of Matthew Eddy, also involved. Donald Bennett comes to a complete stop there. Right on board with the 23 here of Ellie Musgrave.
Yeah, a bit of a short track racing deal between the 81 and the 23, as the 23 tried to take the corner while the 81 was just trying to get his nose in and try to take the spot away. But just unfortunate for Ellie is, once again, she ends up turned around on the racetrack, really to no fault of her own. So hopefully things can maybe finally go her way one day in one of these races, but lights are out on the pace. Or actually, no, they are staying on right now. I'm seeing everyone forming up already. People are just kind of getting itching, ready to go.
Highest running Racing Designs Rookie of the Year right now is car number 73 of Vernon Woodard. He did get the start up front here on the pole tonight, so the driver out of Vermont is our highest running Racing Designs rookie as they run. It will be 28 laps completed. We'll come back into the Hanson Starter Shop restart zone here after our second caution flag here tonight in our Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100 here for the Best Colorful Creations Pro Series, presented by the Upstate Racing League. Their comeback this time. Marky Mark will make the left-hand turn, and we will go back racing here. Green flag back into the air. Slow start by car 73.
And a great start for both Matthew Barkhouse and Guillaume Fortin, as both those cars rocketed down into turn one. Now Fortin taking that low line away from the 73 of Vern Woodard. Still door to door. We've seen both lines be able to make their speed work. But here comes a 13 on that low side. He's going to clear the 73 of Vern Woodard and now try to turn his attention to Matthew Barkhouse in the lead.
So now it's going to be Matthew Barkhouse, Guillaume Fortin, and then Vernon Woodard, Brett Bartels, Justin McDuff, or Justin Fuller. You put the Justin and Justin show here with Joe Schaefer Jr. behind them, who will have the battle for this fifth position. It looks like the 51 of Justin Fuller will go to the outside and make it work. Oh, the Epic Media number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. right there into the back of car number 20. And that Epic Media machine right now being hounded, because there's Al Smith Jr., there's Bill Martin, and a little bumper tag as there's the 56 of Trey Edson.
Both of those cars looking for a way around that 6 machine, as they seem to both be carrying a lot of speed through these corners. Now, though, Joe Schaefer Jr. actually seems to be getting himself into a groove and starting to pull away from them.
An all-rhythm track here at the South Boston Speedway. Sometimes it just takes a couple of laps to really get it worked in here tonight. Take a look at our Brian Rogers Motorsports blimp camera here at the South Boston Speedway. Looking down on all these drivers here, you still see Al Smith Jr. stuck to the outside there. Oh, one driver into the outside wall. That is Robbie Keneally in the 1K entry. He just went up into the outside wall. Maybe a little help there from Trey Edson, but the damage now to the front right nose and fender of the 1K of Robbie Keneally as he sits there into the 11th position. Was inside the top 10. Now has to claw his way back in. Here comes Brian Hacker in the 11 Illinois.
And while that damage at first glance doesn't look that bad, I think he may have knocked out the alignment on that right front wheel, and your right front is your life here on these short tracks. You want to take care of that tire, and if it's not pointed in just the right direction, you're either going to wear it too much, you're going to heat it too much, or you're just not going to get that turn into the corner.
Have to watch him and see how that car handles. There's also Mike Alexander coming into this as he's got his Christmas-themed paint scheme. I think every year he's got one of the crazier schemes out of the whole bunch. Everybody, of course, bringing their best paint out here tonight at the South Boston Speedway. Justin Smith also sitting right here. He is running into the 14th position. Nothing has changed up front. It's still Barkhouse, Fortan, and Woodard.
Fortan still putting a lot of pressure on Barkhouse, but Barkhouse is maintaining pretty well, and he's kind of ignoring that 13 machine behind him, just trying to focus on his own race. And meanwhile, behind them, there is a big battle for third place. Vern Woodard, after losing second place to Guillaume Fortin, he's been under fire from the 2B of Brett Bartels, and there's also just behind them the 51 of Justin Fuller, who is following Guillaume Fortin through the field, but now has been separated. Now he's going to try to make a move to the outside of the 2B.
4 drivers right now, nose to tail with Woodard, Bartels, Fuller, as Fuller looks to the inside here on Bartels, and don't count out McDuff. All 4 of those drivers competing not just here on Thursday night in the Best Colorful Creations Pro Series. As you see, Fuller still working the bottom side. He'll slide off that, but they also compete on the dirt side of things. So these drivers have a lot of laps this season here on iRacing with each other. Fuller slides off the bottom once again. He'll force that 2B up. Oh, and now Bartel's going to be into the wall with the 2B.
Bartel's now under fire from the 20 of Justin McDuff, who gets his nose to the inside through the corners, and once again the 2B trying to knock that wall down, and I think it's hurting him more than helping him as he's trying to get as much speed off the corner, but then scraping the wall. He's killing off a lot of that speed, and now that's giving an advantage here to that 20 machine.
Pulls even there. Bartel's going to slap it off the wall that time on exit of the corner once again. Joe Schaefer Jr. trying to bring that Epic Media number 6 up here also. What will happen here as we close in on halfway to go? Barkhouse still the race leader over the G-Man, and Vernon Woodard still sitting there in P number 3. Justin Fuller is 4th. Bartels and McDuff battling here to stay inside the top 5. It looks like that outside lane there for Brett Bartels that time getting a little bit better run than that Stay Salty number 20. Now it will be Brett Bartels holding off and taking command of P number 5.
Yeah, Bartels was just finally able to find his line up there, find his groove, and get a good drive off the corner to clear that 20 machine. And it seems like that outside line might be the stronger line when you're battling side by side, just because you're able to get that drive off the corner while that inside line is kind of hemmed down there.
To come by to be Barkhouse still leading here tonight. The furthest front battle right now on the Speedway is the 1K of Robbie Keneally, and to the outside of him it's the 96. It's the Oscar the Grouch of Al Smith Jr. Smith has fallen back 5 spots right now as he runs into the top 10, but just made a little contact there with the 1K of Robbie Keneally, who works the inside of him. You got Bill Martin just ahead of them, Trey Edson back there, and then it's Brian Hacker, Mike Alexander, Justin Smith, and Chris Stump, your top 15 drivers. Everybody all spaced out here except for these drivers that are battling side by side. The 96 with another great run off the corner, but Robbie Keneally is still able to sit right there on that quarter panel of that coach's corner, number 96. As this time by, it'll be halfway home for Matthew Barkhouse.
Keneally got a good hook around the bottom there as he kind of just dipped 2 tires on the apron and just used the difference in banking to give himself a good push around the corner, but still not quite enough to get clear of that 96 machine. And the longer they do this, the more wear they're putting on their tires. And while there may be an extra set of tires in the pits for them if they need it, even under caution, I don't think anyone would come down pit road, as it would probably put you a lap down on this short track.
tires may not be the issue here tonight as we're already halfway home. Haven't seen too many drivers come from very deep into the field, so if you'd have to pit or see if they can work their way through. Right now, though, Justin Fuller is one of the biggest movers of the race. He is up 6 spots and looking for P number 7 on the plus category as he tries to get underneath the 73 of Vernon Woodard. That elf just keeps looking off the left rear of Vernon Woodard's car to that right front of Justin Fuller. Now Vernon Woodard will take the spot, but here comes Fuller with another great run off turn number 4. He'll pull right back up to the back bumper of car number 73 of Vernon Woodard. Bartels is also now reeled back in the 51.
Yeah, Fuller looks like he's trying to diamond off the corners on that low side, but each time he does so, he opens up a gap for the 2B of Brett Bartels in the middle of the corner, so he has to be careful that the 2B doesn't kind of stuff his nose in there and try to take that bottom line away. But now he's going to open up the gap a little bit, get his nose up to the inside quarter panel of Vernon Woodard. Now see if he can use the apron, hook himself around, still starting slowly creeping his way up to try to take away P3.
So it's Woodard, it's Fuller, it's Bartels, it's McDuff, Schaefer, Martin. That's how they're running from 3 on back. Justin Fuller, this time with a great run off turn number 4. Vernon Woodard's going to try and hold him down there to the bottom side of the speedway, make him stay true to that inside lane, and it will be now Justin Fuller putting the nose in. Almost clear now of car number 73 for P number 3 here to complete lap number 58 for them. It will be now Fuller taking over P number 3. Woodard will get down to the bottom side ahead of the 2B of Bartels. So Fuller takes over the 3rd spot. Everybody else jockeying for positions. Look at the 39 of Bill Martin. He now goes to the bottom side. He just saw that Justin Fuller was able to make the bottom work for him. Not going to quite be able to work though for Bill Martin this time, as you see that number 6, his team car to the outside. That Epic Media car just fires off the top side of the speedway.
Now we're seeing drivers experimenting with a bunch of different lines. Here's the 20 of Justin McDuff trying to get to the inside of the 2B of Bartels. Not going to work as they make contact and kind of bang doors down the straight. The 20 giving a shove to the 2B in the middle of turns 1 and 2, but it's going to cost Justin McDuff as the 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. gets that run on the outside. Now he's going to try to make it the outside line work against the 2B of Bartels.
Can Schaefer make it work, though? Vernon Woodard has moved back to the top side of the speedway here. We're already 61 laps completed here tonight in the Doctor's Noise Custom Graphics 100 here from the South Boston Speedway. And what a show it has been, as these drivers have just been locked into side-by-side racing action. Kelly, I think we should come here every week. We've seen side-by-side, the outside work, the inside work. These drivers are putting on a show here before the Christmas break.
That's exactly what I was just thinking, that this is so far the best race of the season. Now the 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. giving a big shove to the 73 of Vernon Woodard. He's going to push that 73 up the track. They're going to get into each other, and the 73 is going to turn the 6.
Not enough racing room out there for 3 wide, and that's what we just saw as Vernon Woodard got put up the speedway off the bumper of that Epic Media number 6, and then Joe Schaefer Jr. went to make it 3 wide. As you see, Schaefer, he will get turned around, but the nose of that Epic Media number 6 has seen better times on the speedway. He will get it pointed back into the right direction, but he will go 1 lap down to the race leaders. Take a look back here on lap 66 and see what just happened to Joe Schaefer. There you see the bumper to the 73, and again, and then all of a sudden, just ran out of racing room down the back straightaway as those 2 cars come together. 2 drivers trying to go for the same spot after we're already halfway home in this one.
Got a couple cars heading down pit road. The 75 of Mike Alexander. Looks like Mike Holtzclaw, Colin Phillip, Rodney Huntoon, Justin Smith, Matt Eddy, Chris Stump, EJ O'Rourke, all coming down pit road, trying to maybe make a quick tire change and play their luck and see if they can make it up through the field with fresh tires.
So a lot of these drivers will try to risk it for the biscuit here tonight. Some of those drivers were running outside the top 10, but not this car. Car number 15. Barkhouse has led, I believe, just about every lap here tonight since we went green flag racing. He has led every lap as he actually beat the 73 of Vernon Woodard back around here to complete lap number 1 tonight. So he will come across this time. It'll be his 67th lap led out front here tonight of our Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100. Of course, Dr. Noise Custom Graphics and Diecast the diecast supplier for the Upstate Racing League every season. The champion here with the Upstate Racing League has been provided a diecast, and the Doctor's Noise over there, he has been creating high-end replicas for the Upstate Racing League and the entire iRacing community. If you're in the market for a custom diecast of your iRacing machine, contact Dr. Noise today, and he will get that looking mint. Let me tell you, I've seen one in person. It's absolutely beautiful. But we're coming back this time to take the Hanson Starter Shop green flag after our third caution flag of the evening.
And there has been some fantastic racing here tonight throughout the entire field. Really, it's been up front, in the middle, in the back. Everyone's been trying to find different lines, make different spots work, and we've seen guys go side by side for 15, 20 laps even.
It looks like now, actually, we're going to go around one more time before we drop the green flag here. One car was out of line. They will line them all back up. Vernon Woodard will take the EOL penalty here, so he will go to the tail end of the field with car number 73. What a disappointing night this is going to be for the 73 of Vernon Woodard. He had a really fast hot rod as he was towards the front of the field all evening long. Come back this time into the Hanson Starter Shop green flag zone. The Xander signs R&R Kinsman, number 15 of Matthew Barkhouse, fires off. We're back racing here. 70 laps completed.
And a bad start from the 13 machine is going to check up that high line. Everyone is going to be able to recover from it, but it's a costly mistake for Brett Bartels, who just kind of got into that back end of the 13 machine. He's going to drop back behind Justin McDuff, who's making that inside line work. Now we're trying to see if the 51 of Justin Fuller, who is really helped by this caution, we'll see if he's going to be able to get up to second. Looks like Guillaume Fortin is going to hold that position from the high line.
So it'll be Matthew Barkhouse, Guillaume Fortin, and then Justin Fuller, your top three. One driver still working the outside of the speedway. That's the 2B of Brett Bartels, and oh boy, got real close there between him and Robbie Keneally. You've seen Bartels, he's been into the outside wall a time or two, but having one of the best runs that he has had all season long right here at the South Boston Speedway. Little contact back there between Al Smith and Trey Edson and their Christmas schemes. And oh, a big stack up down on the bottom side of the speedway. And the caution lights will come on for the fourth time here tonight at South Boston. I believe Donald Bennett has gone around, driver out of Pennsylvania, along with Mike Alexander, Rodney Hontoon, and Mike Holtzclaw also going around. Donald Bennett still turning the wrong direction here as the field has now caught him very easily here to go a lap down. If you get turned around, take the look back here. What happened to the 31 to bring out the caution flag? They were three wide racing out in front of him. Alexander and, oh, big stack up on the front straightaway here. I believe that was A.J. Hamel.
It was A.J. Hamel and Ellie Musgrave getting into each other off of turn number 4 that kind of started this whole thing off, as they managed to keep their cars pointed in the right direction, but it caused us this huge stack up right behind them with a ton of cars. And really with the how far ahead you can see here, which is not very much from the cockpits of these cars in a pack like this, there was no time for those guys to be able to check up, and just really unavoidable kind of situation at that point where a couple cars ended up getting turned around.
Right on board with Mike Holtzclaw here. This was what he saw as he got turned around. Everybody was checking up, and 22 just goes around going into turn number 1. So that's the fourth caution flag of the evening, Kelly. You were talking about 4 caution flags, Justin Fuller.
Yeah, Justin Fuller put up $25 that if these guys can run this entire race with 4 cautions or less, he will put those who did not bring out a caution into a draw. Random winner will to walk away with $25. So they've only got a few more laps left of this race. We're under a quarter way to go. So hopefully they can run the rest of this race green and someone will walk away $25 richer.
I think, I'm pretty sure you and I get entered in that.
I would hope so, but probably not, considering we're not driving tonight.
I don't think that matters. We're just cross that out. We're just pencil our names in there. So right now, with 23 to go, we should be coming to get 1 lap to go before the restart here. These drivers all getting ready to double them back up. It'll be just a little bit of a sprint. Just about 21 laps left here tonight from the South Boston Speedway here tonight. And the Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100 for the Best Colorful Creations Pro Series, getting ready to fire them back off here in the Hanson Starter Shop restart zone.
Yeah, Matthew Barco still in control of this field, as he has been since right after the first restart. Now coming to the Hanson's restart zone, Hanson Star Shop restart zone, pace car down and away, and immediately that 15 car rockets off towards turn number 1. A better start though for you, Guillaume 410 this time. He's going to be able to slip down right in front of that 51 machine.
As he slots in there, the front 3 will go single file. Justin Fuller is cleared, and then that's Justin McDuff and Bill Martin who made a little contact that time out of turn number 4. That's Stay Salty, number 20, trying to hold off that Dr. Noise, number 39 here as we got 20 laps to go. It'll be 19 to go. Matthew Barkow still out front here. Caution lights on the Speedway.
Caution lights are out, but not seeing who is involved. I think that it is the 45 of Justin Smith who brings out this caution. He gets turned around in turn 3, and unfortunately that will be caution number 5 tonight, so nobody walks away with $25.
Well, we'll just have to talk to Mr. Fuller and see if we can work something out. But let's take a look at the Bearded Wonder here in car number 45. What just happened with Justin Smith? He has been to pit road numerous times here tonight. Oh, gets tagged by the 22 of Holtzclaw. Neither of those drivers battling, and Kelly being reported here, or the 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr., pretty extensive damage on that number 6. He is down on pit road. It does not look like his night is going to get any better.
No, heavy damage to that number 6 machine, which is really unfortunate for him. He had gotten way up in the field. He was battling in the top 5 when he kind of started getting involved in a couple of these wrecks, and yeah, it seems like the night may be over for that 6 machine, as that car doesn't even look like it's sitting level on the ground.
So he's down on pit road here. He's being scored into the 27th position, multiple laps down, and with how many laps down he is, it does not look like if he returns to the racetrack at this point, he'll be able to pick up any spots. So that's going to hurt him in the points championship standings here after tonight, as he was sitting just 26 points behind Robbie Keneally coming into the evening, and now with Keneally running inside the top 10, along with Justin Fuller and Trey Edson and Guillaume Fortin having some great nights. They were just a handful of points behind him. We're going to have to see how those Arts Barbershop point standings shake down after tonight. But we're not done. Anything could happen with these top competitors here. When we do come back racing, it will be 14 laps to go. We'll get the 1 lap till green here, and it is still Matthew Barkhouse leading the way.
Yeah, Matthew Barkos has been looking really solid here tonight. He's been facing a lot of pressure from the 13 QC of Guillaume Fortin, but he has been ignoring him, running his own race, and just having some fantastic restarts to keep that 13 QC behind him.
Come back here into, oh, the lights are out, actually. So here it comes, the Hanson Starter Shop restart zone with 14 laps to go. This time, Matthew Barkhouse gets a good start, but look at that 13. The G-Man is hanging right there. Will he be able to gas it up? He won't be, as the 15 will take the lead. Oh, that time, maybe a little bit of a bobble down there for the 15 entering turn 3, but he will lead the first lap back to green.
The problem is, to make the high line work, you have to be beside them on exit and not allow them that space to track all the way out and get a good run off the corner. Guillaume is getting up to the 15, but as soon as the 15 gets back on the throttle, he's able to clear that 13 QC and get himself back into his preferred line. So Guillaume Fortin going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out something else out, while Justin Fuller right behind him is looking for any opportunity to pounce.
Fuller's looking for the opportunity. Bill Martin has now, for the last 15 laps, been trying to get around Justin McDuff as he works side by side with the 39 there. You see the number 20 of McDuff to the high side, Martin down on the bottom side of the Speedway. It's the best battle on the Speedway right now. Because actually, I say that, now all of a sudden, everybody else, oh, the 20 into the wall.
20 into the wall, that's going to cost him that position to the 39 of Bill Martin. And now Robbie Keneally, he's looking to move himself up into another position and try to maintain his points lead. Meanwhile, a few spots behind them, we got our biggest mover of the night quietly making his way forward. That's the 12 of Brian Rogers Jr., up 11 positions here tonight, up into the 11th spot, and he was just pressuring the 96 of Al Smith Jr.
Take a look down at that number 12 of Brian Rogers there with Brian Rogers Motorsports blimp camera here tonight, showing us some great aerial footage from the South Boston Speedway as we close in on the closing laps of this one. It's still not over. It's still going to be anybody's ball game here. This time by, we're going to see 7 laps to go on the board here. It's still Matthew Barkhouse, the M410, along with Justin Fuller, your top 3. But now Bill Martin has gotten into that 4th spot, and he has started to pull back in those top 3.
These top 3, though, nose to tail as they go through the corners, pretty much banging on each other's bumpers as they try to really get the best runs they can. And Guillaume Fortin has made a couple more looks to the outside, but nothing has been able to work for him just yet. As, like I said, he's got to be on the outside on the exit. Getting on the outside on the entry and into the middle of the corner is not helping him.
All of them right down around the bottom. Will that outside lane come back into play here tonight? There it is. It'll be 5 to go that time by. It'll be 4 laps to go here tonight at the South Boston Speedway. Will Matthew Barkhouse be able to lead from the green flag to the checkered flag here? Now 3.5 laps. It'll be just 3 laps to go for that Xander sign. Number 15 here. As look at Bill Martin. He's going to work the inside. Oh, he's sideways out of turn number 4. He had the inside momentum built up to try and get around Justin Fuller, but it will not happen. It'll be popsicle sticks this time by.
And this is the Bill Martin we have been expecting to see this season. He has always been a strong competitor, but the first half of the season has not gone his way. Now he's in the top 4 here. 2 laps to go. He's trying to get himself into the podium.
Matthew Barkhouse will work down the back straightaway here as they work into turn number 3. It'll be 1 lap to go here. This time by, presented by Carpenters Tax Service. It's the final trip around the Speedway in the Doctor's Noise Custom Graphics 100. Matthew Barkhouse will work down the back straightaway. It's going to look good for the R&R Kinsman Auto Salvage number 15. He will come out of turn number 4. He'll pick up the win here tonight at the South Boston Speedway. The M410 will come home 2nd. Justin Fuller in 3rd. Bill Martin was 4th. Justin McDuff was 5th with Brian Hacker in 6th. Robbie Keneally in the 1K will finish back there into the 7th position. The 2B of Bartels will finish 8th. 9th will go to Trey Edson. And Oscar the Grouch will come home 10th.
And there was a bit of a 3-wide drag race to the finish, which as soon as they crossed the line created a gigantic pileup just inside of turn number 1 there, as everyone kind of just sent it across the start-finish line and didn't care what happened after.
Well, that was one of those hold my signs here and see what happens as that Xander sign group, number 15, will go to victory lane here tonight. Tight front straightaway, trying to do the burnout, not doing so hot, but Matthew Barkhouse will go to victory lane for the first time here this season. Look who finishes 2nd. Guillaume Fortin, though, having himself another great run here at the Upstate Racing League, and Justin Fuller will round down the podium. Race fans, we'll be right back here to the South Boston Speedway to talk to our podium finishers here tonight in the Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100 here for the Best Colorful Creations Pro Series, presented by the Upstate Racing League.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, tonight to the South Boston Speedway here for the Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100, presented by Beth's Colorful Creations for the Upstate Racing League as we get ready to go to our post-race show here tonight. It looks like, unfortunately, we don't have a line of communication with the R&R Kinsman Auto Salvage number 15. Matthew Barkhouse, who was second here tonight on our starting grid, was able to lead lap number 1 and lead all 100 laps here tonight to pick up his first win of the season here on the Upstate Racing League. Put on a blistering, dominating fashion here at probably one of the best races we have seen all season with multi-groove racing. So congratulations to the number 15 to Matthew Barkhouse, that Xander sign group, and the whole guys over there at the R&R Kinsman Auto Salvage, as Matthew Barkhouse is your winner here tonight of the Dr. Noise Custom Graphics 100. But Kelly, I believe you're standing by with the driver who will finish P number 2 here tonight.
Yeah, caught up with our second place finisher here tonight, the 13 QC of Guillaume Fortin. Guillaume, you started a little bit further back in the field. You had to work your way up, but we saw something unique tonight. We saw that we were able to make passes on the outside. How did it feel to finally be able to work that outside line against a few guys?
Oh, it's awesome to race South Boston because the outside line is pretty good right at the start of the race, and that's where I made like every of my pass at the first restart. That's where me and Fuller got all our spot, I think, from that first start, and it was pretty awesome to race up there. It's always fun to race South Boston.
Well, next week we're going to be going to a somewhat similar track, the short track, high banks. We're going to be going to the Lanier National Speedway. You think you're going to be able to carry the pace on to that track?
I hope so. Usually I'm not that great in fixed setup at Lanier because it's too tight for me, but I think I'm going to practice a little bit more, and I hope I'll be able to go contend for the win once again.
All right, and you're having a very good season so far, very consistent, and tonight you will gain a few spots or a few points on the championship leader and move up a little bit. How are you feeling about your championship chances in the final half of the season?
Yeah, right now I'm feeling pretty good. I think it's like the best start I've had in the season so far, but I've got to say I'm getting pretty sick of getting second. I can't wait to get my first win with Upstate. I've come so close this year, a lot of time, but for the points, it's always great to finish top 5, and that's what we're doing every week.
Yeah, I think out of about 6 starts or 7 starts now, we've had you up in the top 5 or even the top 2, I think 4 or 5 times this season. So hopefully the chips do finally fall your way, and hopefully at Lanier National Speedway things will go your way and you might get that first win. But before we let you go, who would you like to thank for your second place run here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank my teams at Superior Performance Motorsports, you guys for broadcasting the entire season, and also Al for putting up this amazing league.
All right, that is Guillaume Fortin, driver of the 13 QC. Guillaume, thank you so much for coming and talking to us, and hopefully we'll hear from you again next week at Lanier.
Hopefully. Thank you, guys.
All right, send it back now down to Roger, who I believe is caught up with our third place finisher tonight.
I've caught up with the number 51 here tonight. Santa Claus and all his reindeer led the way here for the driver of car number
Roger lost his microphone. He's got to pick it up.
51. As actually, there it is. It's on. But hey, Justin Fuller, Rudolph and his reindeer tonight guided this sleigh onto the podium.
Yeah, that's 3 third-place finishes in a row. So I'd rather get a couple steps up on the podium, but if we keep clicking these off, the points will fall where they lay.
The season started off oh so well, and then as of late, maybe some finishes where you thought you had the better car but didn't quite get there. Tonight, it seemed like being able to race outside, inside, this car was able to come alive.
Yeah, we once I saw the grid and I was going to be starting on the outside line, I wasn't too worried because I knew that the outside line at this track is probably the best outside line we're going to have for most of the season, if not all season. So that's where, like Guillaume said, we made up a lot of ground on that initial start, and we were able to pass a lot of guys to the outside line. You kind of bring your tires up there a little bit more, but the track position is worth doing it. So once we get a long run and I started clicking off some more guys, I had to – it's really hard to get to somebody's outside on corner entry because everybody's running up next to the wall, obviously. So you kind of got back the corner up a little bit, park it in the center, and get a big run down the back stretch or the front stretch by cutting the exit. So did that on a couple guys, got a good run, got underneath of them, and was able to move my way through there up to third. I don't really think I had anything else for the top two, though.
Yeah, the top two looked like they were running away here tonight, but a great run. This car absolutely looked like it was ready to compete, possibly for one. And you know what? You have something here for this South Boston Speedway. You are the all-time winner here.
Yeah, I won here last season. Won here a couple other times too. I also won Lanier last year too. So looking forward to that next week as well. I love this track.
Before we let you go with Rudolph and Santa Claus, we hope you got us a great gift for Christmas here. But who made this all possible once again on that beautiful 51?
Oh, I always got to thank Al and all the admins at the Upstate Racing League for what they do for us. This was a lot of fun tonight. 5 cautions in South Boston. That's a pretty good feat. This is a really tight track, nowhere really to hide. So that was really good. Thanks to everybody in the race. That was clean. It was a lot of fun. Thanks to Best Colorful Creations for sponsoring the series. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't get to do what we do. I can't wait to go to the banquet and try some of their stuff out. Thank Dr. Noise Custom Graphics and Bill Martin for sponsoring the race. Hopefully we can get the championship this year and get one of those nice Dr. Noise paint teams on a diecast. Thanks, Personal Comfort, better price. If you're looking for a bed, pillow, sheets, anything like that, check them out. Thanks to Trey Edson and all my teammates at Aftermath Motorsports. Trey keep me looking good out here. He's got 3 paint schemes out there tonight that were some of the best looking ones, I think. Not being biased at all for the competition with the holiday scheme. So, yeah, looking forward to the break. Looking forward to get back at Lanier and seeing if we can finish the season off strong. Oh, thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast too. I'll go back and watch this tomorrow at work.
There you hear from the driver out of New York, Justin Fuller, tonight, bringing car 51 home here in P number 3. Kelly, I believe actually you may have now caught up possibly with the race winner.
Yeah, caught up now with Matthew Barkhouse. Matt, you had a fantastic run here tonight, leading all 100 laps. I mean, how did you get it done on lap number 1?
I think it was just my couple of bad finishes the last few weeks there with how the grid starts now played into my favor, and luckily I was able to hold Guillaume off there for a bit. I'm pretty happy he raced me clean, and because I definitely was not quite as fast as him on the run.
Yeah, and you had 2 very strong challengers towards the end. How did you manage to hold off both Guillaume Fortin and Justin Fuller over that last couple of restarts?
Yeah, I had a hard time getting my rhythm here tonight. I wasn't able to roll the center quite like they were. Just those last couple of restarts, I think I was starting to figure it out and just didn't care about the tires anymore. I knew at that point I could burn them off if needed, so just drove it till the wheels were going to fall off.
All right, well, next week we are going to Lanier National Speedway. As I was speaking with Guillaume Fortin, I mentioned it is a very similar track, at least a little bit here to South Boston. And how do you feel about your chances there after having such a dominating show here at Sobo?
Yeah, I think Lanier is definitely a stronger track for me. I think me and Justin last year finished first and second. So hopefully we kind of have the same kind of speed there again and can get one more spot further up in the field.
All right, Matthew, you had a very good run here tonight, but before we let you go, who would you like to thank for your win here tonight?
I need to thank Mike Alexander there at Xander Science for giving me the cool Christmas scheme. Hopefully it gets lots of votes. All the Rev guys at Rev Racing, R&R Kinsman's, Xander Science group from Celtic Air, and you guys are putting this on so all of our friends and family can watch over the holidays, and it makes it a little more fun.
All right, thank you so much for coming and talking to us, Matthew Barkhouse, and hopefully we will hear from you again next week at Lanier.
I hope so too. Thanks, guys.
That was driver the number 15 winner of the Dr. Noise Custom Graphics and Diecast 100, Matthew Barkhouse. And now, Roger, sending it back up to you for some final thoughts.
Great racing here tonight at the South Boston Speedway as we saw a new winner this season with the Upstate Racing League here in season number 11. Matthew Barkhouse able to lead all 100 laps. Guillaume Fortin, though, they're close quarters. He was all over the back end of car number 15 here tonight, but Justin Fuller, one of the bigger movers here tonight, had picked up 7 spots to get himself onto the podium. Our biggest mover, though, the Brian Rogers Motorsports biggest mover of the race, of course, is car number 12 of Brian Rogers as he finishes in the 12th spot, picking up 10 positions on the night here to finish in 12th. A great race in my mind. I think, Kelly, we need to come back here because we've seen the inside lane work, the outside lane work, and just some great racing action of drivers that we thought were going to lose it and still able to save it.
Yeah, I really hope we do come back here next season. This has been, I think, in my opinion, the best race of the season so far. And really, I have high hopes for next week at Lanier. Hopefully, these guys are going to be able to put on a show that is just as good as tonight.
Well, actually, I'm sorry to tell you, Kelly, though, you're going to have to wait a little bit. Christmas.
Right.
New
We
Year
are on a
holiday.
Christmas break. It isn't next week.
We will actually be taking a couple weeks off. We will come back into the new year on January the 6th for the Dan Dubuque Memorial, presented by the Hanson Starter Shop, which is also a Coach's Corner Challenge race. You can catch all that racing action just after the Christmas and New Year break. So, for everybody with the Upstate Racing League, everybody over at the Best Colorful Creations, along with all of our friends over at Dr. Noise. I'm Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network. That's Kelly Dahl. We will catch you in the new year. Until then, race fans, everybody stay safe and have yourselves a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.